Hey, everybody. We are live. Who's out there? If you followed me, I'm sure you've heard me say that saying many, many times. Our dogs are doing the best they can with the education we've given them in the environment we've put them in. I'm trying something different here tonight because it's a beautiful night out here in Alberton, Ontario. And so I'm out here with the dogs. I don't know if they're going to hang out with me. Swagger is, of course, never too far from my side. And then I have, let me just see if I can, I don't know if I can swing this around. You know what I can do? I have the technology. I have this on a swivel. There's momentum. Out there on the grass is this. Being his normal everyday self is tater salad. Men, can you come up here, please? Momentum. So I am here, and let me know if you are watching, where you're watching from. Mentum, come here, please. Can you go on your bed? Thank you. So I'm juggling by myself because I've got the dogs here. It's live. I don't know what they're going to do. I just don't want Momentum to go down there because I don't like the way she was moving today. So I don't want her out there ripping around with her daughter, which is what she'll do. Saskatchewan, Farmville, of course, Virginia. Opening, just a little plug for one of our sponsors, opening a brand new bag of Cocoa Therapy. Cocoa Therapy. We're giving away a big Cocoa Therapy bundle tomorrow. How about you go in your bed and maybe you'll get one? Yeah. New Jersey, Saskatchewan. I'm going to give away something right now because we talked about this on the last live that I did. If you weren't with me on my last live, right now we have a series going on. It's called The Connected Dog, and it's all about connecting with your dog on the deepest level possible on a daily basis. I'm going to get to more of that. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to give away. I'm going to give away this amazing harness. Now, we talked about harnesses, and I said, harnesses need to be conditioned because some dogs just freak out when you like put that over their head. So they don't want that to happen. This, I'm very particular about the harnesses I put on my dogs, and I'll tell you why. So this one, I just conditioned that over the head, off, over the head off. Then a long way down the road is the nice thing about this one is you don't have to get the dog to lift up their paw. You can just snap it over their back, and you can always tell which way is up and which way isn't because this lovely colored band that's right there. So this I'm going to give away. Okay, I'm back. I had a technical difficulty, so I changed from Wi-Fi to data. So this should be much better. So right when I was going to give away an amazing harness, why do I like this harness? I like the harness because there's lots of room for the shoulders of the dog to to move in this kind of harness. So if you're going to put a harness on your dog, make sure that the harness doesn't cut across the dog's shoulder. So I love this harness, and I'm going to give one away, and I'll tell you how you can get it. First of all, I'll give it away tomorrow. Giving away prizes tomorrow. So all that you have to do is share this broadcast and say, Susan's talking about Shaped by Dog versus Connected Dog. And you can say anything you want. You could say, we lost Susan, but she's back now. Whatever you like. Share it on your social media. Come on back here. Put a comment in that said you shared, and somebody on my team will tell us where. So shared Facebook, shared Instagram, shared YouTube. And somebody on our team will let me know who the winner is tomorrow when we go live. Tomorrow I will announce it. I will announce who the winner is. So tomorrow, is it tomorrow or Tuesday? Trust me, we've got a lot of prizes to give away at our next live. So the brand is the name of the harness is called a Balance Harness, and it's made by the people at Blue 9. I keep looking over here to look at my camera. Blue 9. They make the climbs, the propels. Love it. I love their products. So yeah, and they're one of the sponsors for the Connected Dog series. So they're letting me give stuff away. How cool is that? So many of you are familiar with the podcast Shaped by Dog. It's in every English-speaking country of the world. It's in the top 3. So thank you for that. Thank you for supporting the podcast. And so every week we put out something that is going to be ideally get you thinking, and even more ideally help you to learn something about reinforcement-based dog training. And so the podcast has been going on now for 3 years. And last year we decided, what if we did like a classroom for our podcast listeners? And so the team and I got together, and we decided to do it like a Netflix style, like movie, right? Instead of a movie, it's crazy educational. Some people are saying you've lost me. So leave me a comment right now. Please put a comment if you are still hearing me. So Bethany says, I've been binging on the pod so hard the last few months. Thank you, Bethany. So I thought it would be great if we just brought our podcast listeners into our community. And so that's what led to the Connected Dog. And the connection, our dog training, when we have a great relationship with our dogs, that's when we can predict what they're going to do. That's when you have a more harmonious household with that dog. Tater, can you please get out of my garden? Thank you. Momentum, you get back in your bed. Thank you, TT. What a good boy. Ment, you go back in your bed, please. So I'm wrangling cats at the same time here. And so the Connected Dog is about setting up a classroom where, classroom, it sounds horrible, like you have to sit in class and learn, but I balance it with games for you and your dog. And so if you've been listening to the podcast, you come into this, and this is a classroom that we could easily put out there for $200 easily. It would do really well at $100 or $200, but we're putting out there for free. It's there's no strings attached. You don't even have to listen to the podcast. And it's just because we are driven to help people with their dogs have the most amazing life possible. That's why we're here. And so when you go to the Connected Dog, you will see this downloadable playbook, and it's 50 pages. And as you go along, there's some exercises for you to do. There's some fill in the blanks for you to do. And so that's why it's like Shaped by Dog, the classroom. but the result you get is a more connected dog. And I 100% promise you, we have, when you go into the classroom, into the connected dog, and you just go to doggyflix.com to get there. When you go there, you're going to see there's already 2 lessons posted for you to dive into and learn from. And there's also something called the Connected Dog Plus, which is a bit of a mastermind, and that's for people who want a more intimate experience going through the. What are you doing, Bulldog? I'm trying to be professional. I have somebody here wanting to help. And so the Connected Dog Plus, it's like a mastermind. So we're only letting 500 people in. We're closing that off tomorrow. So if you are interested, you sign up in the next 24 hours. And let me just tell you, I went into the Connected Dog Plus tonight and I said, does anybody have anything that I can share with people so they get an idea of, is this worth it? So Ashley said, I love the motivation to focus on basics purposely. Watching you train others helps me become a better trainer. So we have 5 Zoom sessions. Some people are there live. Some people watch them after. I will take a dog, and tomorrow is a dog that I've met one other time. I think she's 7 or 8 months old, not really trained. So you'll get to see me training a dog that has virtually no experience, just a family pet, first-time dog owners. And so I do what's in the classroom, just a bit of a deeper demonstration. So Penny Lane wrote, I signed up for Plus feeling it would be okay if I didn't get much value in it because of all the free content. I do get a ton of value from Susan, and would be willing to pay for it if it wasn't already free. That is so kind. So I was pleasantly surprised after just one Zoom session. I felt like I've already gotten what I paid for because of the extra layers, real world application, nuances, supportive community. From all of the many SG programs I'm part of, I've noticed Susan's is an incredible businesswoman, knows how to offer free and paid information without feeling like you're repeating the same things or overpaying for something. So I recognize not everybody has the financial means to get really good quality dog training. And so I started in 2008 doing a free workshop sort of thing every single year, making a commitment. We get between 25,000 and 40,000 people that go through every single year. And then there are people that say, hey, Susan, I vibe with your tribe and I want to be part of what you're doing moving forward. And so for those people, we have things like Connected Plus, which is like $10 a session. It's crazy. Oh, or recallers, which we will be opening next, I think it's next week, the 5th, June 5th. Is it June already? So, and here's one from Robin. And if you guys have any questions, I juggling cats, chainsaws, whatever. I will be watching the scroll and answering questions as I go along. So glad that I signed up for Connected Plus group. I hesitated because I knew I would not be available for several of the Zoom sessions, but I decided to do it anyway, as I've learned that Susan Garrett just keeps giving so much training knowledge that's worked for me and my dogs, and I want to keep soaking it up. I was thrilled to learn of this year's new format where the recorded Zooms will have much more value for me versus the live Zooms as well. I've already learned so much about the collar grab above and beyond what was shared in the Doggy Felix group. Mind you, we began doing this 7 months ago, but apparently my brain needs a lot of repetition. And that's why people, when you're doing foundation things, which the Connected Dog is giving you 4 foundation games, that's what mastery leads to. I don't care if you're watching this and you're a professional dog trainer yourself, you absolutely can learn from the Connected Dog, not just for yourself, but for your students. So the Connected Dog is about a daily connection. Think about any relationship in your life. So those of you that have a partner, that when you were first courting, is that a word anymore? When you were first courting, you connected daily, like on the phone and on text messages. And if they had them back then, they didn't have them back in my courting days. Not that my courting days have to be done, but pretty much, or haven't been in existence for a long time. So however you communicated, you did it daily. You know, did thoughtful things and thoughtful gestures and maybe gave bonbons. That's daily connection. You shared your core values. You talked about what's important. And that's what dog training, the way that we train with games, there's like a bird party around here, sorry. That's what daily connection is. It's sharing the core values. I first want my dogs to feel safe. You don't have to be concerned that something bad is going to happen to you. We're going to connect on these games and we're going to get onto the same page so that when I say I'm on a live, I can't pay attention, but Bulldog, I want you to stay up on the porch so that I don't have to keep an eye over the vermin on the property are all safe. And you know, yes, of course, my border collies are hanging out here and everyone's going to go, yeah, they're border collies. Rescue, Bulldog, Cross, Boston Terrier, Pug, pretty much feral when we had rescued him. So the connection in the connected dog is you connecting with the fundamentals, you reminding yourself of the good dog training, and the daily connection with these simple games that are meaningful and impactful. And as you work through the Netflix style series, there's a surprise for you at the end of a surprise outcome that you probably couldn't have predicted that you were going to get. But I promise you, if you invest your time in this, and like if you're joining us right now, you don't have to pay anything for it. If you invest your time in this, you will say this is the best this is the best use of my time that I've ever done in a very, very long time. All right. So hi, Suzanne. So if you have any questions, let me know. When I started in the Connected Dog, I asked people, what are your biggest challenge? Because each of these games can help forward the progress you're having with any of your dog training challenges. So regardless of what your challenge is, I promise you, you jump in there, you earnestly, you download this, not just to have a pretty book, you download this and you work through the exercises that are without dog, and then you fill in the blanks as you're watching. So this is a way you can take notes while you're watching the videos, and then you connect, you make a commitment. I'm joining Connected Dog. Everybody watching, how many of there are on here? There's about 150 of you on the 2 channels. I want you to make an oath that you will make daily connection with your dog. By this time next week, I'll come back here, and if you follow through with that daily connection, and the really cool thing is, it may only take you like 30 seconds. 30 seconds can still be meaningful if it is intentional, right? So 30 seconds of daily connection. We come back here next week. I promise you, you will have seen a big difference. Okay, so any questions that I can, I'm going to scroll through. I think I'm coming in on a conversation that I don't see. So if you asked a question and I didn't see it, put it back in the comments, and then I'll come back. And yeah, I don't know if this is in response to a question, but Dorothy's right that the breed isn't important. You know, when you become a better handler or a better coach or a better pet parent or a better, you know, partner, team member for your dog, it doesn't it doesn't matter. So the fact that I brought in a rescue 15-month-old bulldog Boston Terrier pug cross that had literally eaten all of the outdoor furniture and shredded 3 living room couches by the time he was given up, among other things. It didn't, it, I didn't question, oh my gosh, I've never trained a bulldog before. Am I going to be able to do this? I knew the answers are in believing in the process, in the laws of learning. And if what I do with this rescue dog doesn't work the way it worked with my terriers or my border collies, I just changed the protocol. And so there were some tweaks along the way for the bulldog. But like now he would love it if I invited him up here. I know it could be dangerous. Tater, do you want to hop it up? There we go. That's a bag of treats. Yes, that would be good if you didn't. Super. Do you want to say like hello to anybody? Do you want to? All right, one. Give me one. Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay, so that's the big thing is you need to have unwavering belief in the laws of learning, that reinforcement can give you what you need, and that's like The Secret, right? That movie The Secret. None of that's going to work without a great protocol to get you there. And so the connected dog is that first step for you all. I know that. Right? Okay, I'm gonna talk with them again, as you were. Dawn says, my dog Blue is full throttle, 100 miles all the time, never stops, has the attention. You just snorted all over me. That's really disgusting. Attention span of a gnat, super smart, hard to get her to sit down long enough to teach her any kind of self-control. Dawn Sue, I hope you are currently in the connected dog. You will have your eyes opened, and I give you my word, that sentence will change this time next week. Yes, I promise. I promise. Okay. Okay, here's a question. Not sure if this is the right place to ask, but with connected dog, do we need to master one game before moving to the next, i.e., do I need a positive CER with a collar grab before attempting the next game, which is going to be a surprise to everybody? And the next game is available now. Oh no, the next game comes out tomorrow. That's a great question. And you see how I had to pause a little bit, Annabelle? So ideally, the answer is yes, but oh, there's a hummingbird. I wish I could turn the camera. Little ADD much, Susan. If your dog has got a negative response, negative CER to the collar grab, yes, we're going to stick with that. Unless like you can put a harness on and it will be no problem. If your dog is like neutral right now, you can still move forward with tomorrow's game, because tomorrow's game actually will help build a positive CER for the collar grab. So those are great questions to ask the coaches, like ask a question, ask it during the Q&As. So the next game, is it the same? It may be, or it may not be. So with the first two, the answer is, as long as it's not fearful. If it's fearful, that might be what you're working on this week. We could probably work game 2 out without the collar grab though. So if your dog doesn't, we just alter how you play game 2 by not touching the collar if you have fear. So what? Does Feeding raw, do something called bloodening your dog, awakening something deep inside of them that makes them go a little wild. Pretty sure that's a reach. Pretty sure that's a stretch. Yeah, I would have to say no. We'll do more Q&A on, I think our next Q&A is Tuesday. So if I don't get to your question, don't worry about it. Will connected dog games work to build confidence in a pup? Heck yeah. Absolutely it will. So yeah, you just play in little rounds every day. And I don't care how old your puppy is, you'll be able to do all the games from the connected dog. Absolutely. Oh, I threw it. I tried to nonchalantly throw a cookie to Momentum, but I flicked it and it went right over the banner. Okay, so connected dog. Download the handbook. Go through the videos. Don't recreate. Play the games as they're laid out. If you want success, here's your formula. Watch the videos, practice the mechanics without your dog, get things laid out exactly as outlined in the video and in your playbook, because you'll get a detailed playbook on how to play each one of these games. So then set up a video, because dog training is all about your mechanics. Your dog is only as good as your mechanics will be. And the way you're going to get great mechanics is by watching the video, studying the video, and then videoing yourself doing it and compare if it's the same. So that is the circle of awesomeness. Watch the video, download the playbook, watch the video, practice by yourself, video yourself, see how it compares to what I'm doing, and then go get your dog, play with your dog on video, compare again, and then if you are in the Plus group, you can post that video. And we have a little formula in there on how to do that. All right? It absolutely, we've made it so easy for you and your dog to have success within the connected dog. So this isn't like, a challenge where we post something and leave you on your own. We come back, we do Q&As for you. It's just a week of helping people, most of which have come to us because they're listeners of the podcast, helping them to integrate the great information we're giving on the podcast in a way that is layered to bring you to a level that I promise you, where you are today, you're going to be in a new place next week at this time. Okay, I am going to sign off and take my dogs for a WALK. Can't say the word, but I will say, click on the link and my team will put it in the comments here. And if you have any questions once you're playing, we'll be doing more of these lives this week. But daily connection with your dog, please, from me, tell your dog, Crazy Aunt Susan said, we're playing games now. We'll see ya. Oh, where's my camera? There's my camera. See ya.